Are we on? Can you guys hear me? Can you? Right, let's just say you can. So I've just watched a clip on another YouTube channel. I've mentioned this guy a couple of times in other videos. He seems to be on point with most of what he says around prison these days. He seems to be the go-to guy on prison life, etc. You know what I mean? So I watch a lot of his stuff. Biff, on your mate. I watch a lot of your stuff. You know, maybe one day I'll get a good camera too and do something similar. But for now, I saw your video in regards to why Port Phillip Prison is as hectic and dangerous as you say. And you're right, mate. I don't think people realise or understand just what goes on in there, man. Like I can tell you just straight off. Here's a quick one. I was in Alex North one day. I got out of Charlotte. I had to spend one night in Alex North because there was no bed in the back units. And before dinner, I was watching a guy play pool, and there was another guy standing there with a pool cue in his hand, and then out of nowhere, he just crunched it, full ball like a baseball swing, right across this fella's nose and bridge of his face. And the guy was sitting down, and the guy that hit him was standing next to him and just absolutely crunched him. He was holding the thin end of the pool cue. And this guy's head pretty much exploded. And then the instigator continued to punch the absolute crap out of this guy. So, and I don't know even what that was about. There's been, at the time that someone said, I think, me mate Chiller, if you know Chiller, he said, that's a professional bail. Now, any of you guys done a bit of jail, I think you know what I'm talking about, a professional bail. But, yeah, man, I agree. I was there 5 minutes, and this poor bloke had broken eye sockets, broken cheekbones, fractured jaw. He did manage to get a couple of hundred large payout from Port Phillip. But, yeah, last time I saw him, he was back in Russell Street days, and that money was well and truly gone, and his face looked worse than it did, before it got smashed, that's for sure. So, it's a dangerous place. I don't go to jail these days, and I haven't been to jail in 20 years. So I only know what I hear from people that I trust, people that I know don't talk shit. And generally I can tell when guys are making these videos and telling their stories. Just through my experience, people I know, and the way that the person carries themselves, I feel like I'm a good judge. And look, I've been watching Chaos Chronicles a bit. I don't know why. For some reason, Biff, I've been watching you, and man, you seem to tell it like it is. And people need to know, mate. That's what you were saying today about the screws being corrupt. I mean, you should have seen it in the yards, brother. You think Port Phillip was? I was in Port Phillip in 2000, and guys you've mentioned, Frankie, Machine Gun Charlie, those blokes could do whatever they liked. They didn't seem to have rules for those guys. So Port Phillip Prison was a hectic prison, man. It was a hectic prison, and I went there, I think, 3 times. First time was in 2000, and I had a broken leg when I got there. I'd been taken in a divvy because I had the big frame on my ankle, and so they took me in the divvy and took me to Port Phillip into the hospital unit, and there's a fella in there by the name of Greg Brazel. And just so happens he was in there because he had just had his head caved in by a bicycle seat, of all things, from a couple of couple of school chums of mine. They broke through the wall and gave him a touch up with the bike seat, and then went on to have trial, the most memorable trial for a long, long time that I can think of. Yeah, so that's where I went on my first night, and didn't seem bad when I was in the hospital. And then, I got kicked out of the hospital pretty quick smart for sneaking tobacco. I would pretend to go to church every Sunday. And as soon as I got out to the church, I asked it for ox or papers, matches, and enough to make a ciggy when I got back into my unit. Mind you, my unit at the time was a hospital. So every Sunday I'd go to church, and then 15 minutes after coming back from church, I'd have my room raided because it smelled like tobacco, and everyone in my room would be smoking tobacco, And so after a couple of days, of maybe a week or so of that, they kicked me to the kids unit, Alex South. Alex South. Listen, guys. Yeah, I went to Alex South and lasted 2 days there. And then that was for kids, I think, under 20, 25. I was 27, so I lasted there a day or two. Got into a bit of an argument, still with a broken leg, but I was on crutches, and they didn't want me to go out into the main part, like to the back units or whatever, with the crutches. But they just got sick of me and sent me to Scarborough North. Took the crutches, sent me to Scarborough North, and from there, I had to fend for myself. I had to battle because I got the cripple cell. Most units have got what you call a cripple cell, disabled cell. And straight away they gave it to me. And the guys that were there, one of the guys in the unit, his dad was living in that cell, and they moved him out to move me in. So straight away I had to justify myself. But I was lucky Chilla was there. A couple other guys I know. And Busty, I know Bust. A couple of the old school boys that I know. If you know those names, you know those names. If you don't, well, you don't, but you missed a good person. Anyway, yeah, man, I went there and it is hectic. It was hectic, mate. And the next thing you know, I'd been there a month or two, and there was a riot. It was on fire. My cellmate, my cell next door celly one night bangs up on my wall. He's banging, 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 banging. What the fuck do you want? And he said, have a look at Scarborough. It's on fire. And I looked down my window. Scarborough South, I think it was. One of North, South, whatever. The fire, like the joint just went hectic. And I'd never seen that sort of shit. I'd seen in Pentridge the Crims try to have a standoff with the screws, like a Mexican standoff. We're not coming into the unit till we get a canteen spend, or we're not this, or when. And then the screws are just, chop a couple of the fucking bigger boys out, and they all buckle. So, I've never really seen any screws get stood up to for any length of time unless they were copping a sling, which most were anyway. So, I just wanted. I don't know why I got on tonight. I don't know what made me want to get on tonight, but just when I saw your video today about how dangerous it is in Port Phillip Prison, and that every day you step out of that cell, take your life in your hands. You pretty much do, bro. You pretty much do, man. And I know that now. I haven't been in jail in 20 years, and I know if I go there, someone will say to me, what's your CRN? What do you think, you're a bad cunt because you only got... Yeah, there'll be some weird way for someone to find a reason to test my legitimacy, you know what I mean? And so, I'm glad that sort of shit I don't miss at all. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I really didn't have much to say. I just wanted to hop on and say good day. Let you know, keep doing this until I get better at it. Yeah, and looks like someone else wants to talk to me. If that's you, I'll get back to you. All right, guys.